young masters of war. You that build all the guns, you that build the death flames, you that build all the bombs, you that hide behind walls, you that hide behind desks. I just want you to know I can see through your masks. You've never done nothing but build to destroy. You play with my world like it's your little toy. You put a gun in my hand, then you hide from my eyes. Then you turn and run farther when the fast bullets fly. Like Judas of old, you lie and deceive. A world war can be what you want me to believe. But I see through your eyes, and I see through your brain, just like to see through the water that runs down my drain. You fasten all the triggers for the others to fire. Then you sit back and watch while the death count gets higher. You hide in your mansions while young people's blood flows out of their bodies and is buried in the mud. You've thrown the worst fears that could ever be hurled. That's fear to bring children into this world, for threatening my baby. I'm born in a name. You ain't worth the blood that runs in your veins. How much do I know to talk out of turn? You might say that I'm young, you might say I'm unlearned, but there's one thing I know, I'm younger than you. Even Jesus would never forgive what you do.
Shalom, and welcome to another episode of Hasten the Day. My name is Elder Ryan Lob, and my reader today is
Elder Sakarun.
And basically, today's topic, we're going to go into the 7 heads of Revelation. Basically, it's going to be like a history lesson, you know. And, you know, basically, we go into the history, and we hit certain points in the history. And if you brothers want to do a more in-depth research on it, you can, you know, take the information that we give you and go into it even further if you want. But, you know, usually the information that we give you is just what you need enough to understand what the scriptures are saying, because the main thing that we deal with is the Bible and the scriptures, you know, and that's the main focus that you should be focusing on. You know, all that history and all that, you know, if your spirit is geared to learn the history, that's all cool and good, but the main thing you have to remember is you got to stay in the scriptures, you know. Make sure that everything that you say and everything that you read about is always coinciding with the Bible. Alright, so today's topic is going to be the 7 heads and the 10 horns. And what we're going to do is we're going to go right into it. And I'm going to have the Elder Sakarun start in the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter, and the 20th verse, just so we can, you know, get started. Okay, brother.
The book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 20. Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of the Most High,
There you
forever
go.
and ever.
That's off the bat. Blessed be the name of
right.
the Most High forever and ever. For those of you that don't like to teach about the name of the Lord, like you, Nathaniel 7, Nate Satan, go ahead.
For wisdom and might are His.
Right, for wisdom and might are His. See, because this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that we've learned and we understand, we didn't get it of ourselves. You know, we didn't go to college, we didn't go to the white man's schools to learn this information, to learn these mysteries, to learn this wisdom. We got it from Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, which gave it to us. That's why we in turn are coming out here and putting our talents to use and giving it to you brothers, so that you brothers can learn and then you can teach others also, as it says in the book of Timothy. Go ahead.
And He changes the times and the seasons.
Right, so it says, and He changes the times and the season. He makes the seasons go from summer, winter, spring, fall. You know, He gives you different high holy days, and also the times and season, meaning that the times that these different nations rule, that come up and then that come down. Go ahead.
He removeth kings.
See, He removeth kings. Go ahead.
And setteth up kings.
And setteth up kings, and that's what it's all about. You know, there's a time period that the Most High set up for His plans. You know, and in His plans, He has set a certain time and period where certain nations and certain kings are going to come up, and He set up a time and period where them kings are going to fall, and it's been that way since the beginning. Now we're at the time of the very end, and the last king to fall is Esau, the so-called white man. You got something, brother?
Yeah.
Go ahead, bring it out.
Ecclesiastes.
All right, let me get that real quick, and just make sure you hold where we're at.
Yep, I got it.
Ecclesiastes what?
3rd chapter.
Yep.
And starting from the first verse.
Go ahead.
It says, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under heaven.
And that's self-explanatory. Go ahead.
A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted."
Right. That's twofold. Time to plant, meaning when you plant food into the ground, and also the time to plant is a time when the Most High sets up a certain particular nation upon the earth, and the time to pluck up that which is planted, the time to pull up their fruit so you can eat it, and the time to pull up these nations and root them out so that the Most High can set His kingdom back up on the earth. Go ahead.
A time to kill, and a time to heal.
Right, a time to kill and a time to heal. We're coming into the killing season, man. Go ahead.
A time to break down, and a time to build up.
And we're coming to the time of breaking down. Go ahead.
A time to weep, and a time to laugh.
Go ahead.
A time to mourn, and a time to dance.
Go ahead.
A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together.
Go ahead.
A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing.
Go ahead.
A time to get, and a time to lose.
Right, a time to get and a time to lose. It's time for us, the Israelites, to get the kingdom,
That's right.
and it's time for Esau to lose his kingdom. All right, and these other nations, it's time for them to go down. Go ahead.
A time to keep, and a time to cast away.
Go ahead.
A time to rend, and a time to sow. A time to keep silence, and a time to speak. A time to love, and a time to hate. A time of war, and a time of peace.
And right now we're in a time of war, and we're in a time of hate. So anybody that's teaching other than that, they're not coming in the right spirit. All right, so let's go back to Daniel, the 2nd chapter, and 21st verse. All right, go ahead.
He changes the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding.
Right, so we don't get this knowledge of ourselves. It ain't because we're so wise and so intelligent that we can get this information on our own. No, it's the Lord that gives us the information to us so that we can bring it out to you brothers. Go ahead.
He revealeth the deep and secret things.
Right, He revealed the deep and secret things. That's why these niggas can't get it. You got these niggas out here that's teaching that the white man can be saved. You got these other cats out here like False Prophet 666. You know, he goes into every little technical detail of history and things that the so-called white man Esau wrote down and put in his books. You know, the Most High revealed the deep and secret things. You're not going to get that deep and secret things by going into the books that Esau wrote, because he purposely deceives people, because he doesn't want people to know who he is. That's why he does that. That's why it says he revealed the deep and secret things. There's things that have been revealed to the prophets of old, all the way up until today, that the average person did not know, and the average person could not learn. The only way you're going to learn this is if the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai comes upon you and opens up your mind and turns that darkness into light. You got something? Go ahead, bring it out. Hold on. Let me grab that up. You know where we're at?
Right? Yep.
All right, let me get that real quick. Where you at?
Proverbs 1 and 6.
All right, go ahead, brother.
To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings.
Right, so in order for you to understand these things, right, go ahead.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge.
See, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. So how do you understand a proverb? How do you understand an interpretation? Or how do you understand the words of the wise or the dark sayings? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. So if you fear the Lord will open up your mind to understanding these mysteries. Go ahead.
But fools despise wisdom and instruction.
But fools, they despise wisdom and they despise instruction. Alright? That's why the majority of these guys out here, they can't get the truth because they're looking for that technical breakdown of the scriptures like Esau does. And the Most High don't deal that way. You know, and no matter how many times you tell these guys that the Most High don't deal that way, they still go in that direction. You know, they try to get this book. You got guys out there going into the Talmud. You know, I heard Abraham Lincoln, what's the other name? Ichabod Crane. I heard he's out there in Harlem teaching that you got to come out of Abraham, Isaac, and Joseph now.
Oh shit!
You know, so the dude he's bugged out. You know, because you got these guys that try to seek their own wisdom. They try to seek their own understanding. They try to matter of fact, give me Proverbs 3 and 5. They try to seek their own understanding, and then they try to look down on the men that taught them. You know, like I gotta say, like Nate Satan. Nate Satan looks down on the men that taught him, because the Elder Tahar, he taught that dude, man. The Elder Tahar, the majority of brothers that you see out there, the Elder Tahar taught them, because the Spirit of the Lord came upon that man to have the understanding to teach us. But then you got guys out there acting like they never learned nothing from Tahar, like you, Nate Satan. Alright? You gotta acknowledge your elders. If you don't acknowledge your elders, then you're not coming in their right spirit.
Proverbs 3 verse 5.
Go ahead, brother.
Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding.
Right, don't lean unto your own understanding. Why? Because if you lean unto your own understanding, you're not gonna get this truth. There's one more verse.
Okay. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths.
Right, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. So how is the Lord going to direct your paths? If you acknowledge what he says, you know, and you try to do this, try to follow the instructions that are laid down to the best of your ability. The Lord said what? A contrite and a broken spirit. That's what the Most High is dealing with. All right.
I got a little more.
Go ahead.
Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Most High, and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and depart from evil.
Right. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. All right.
Okay.
So now let's go back to Daniel.
Daniel 2 verse 23.
All right. Daniel 2 and 23.
22 again.
Go ahead.
He revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him.
Go ahead.
I thank thee and praise thee, O Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai of my fathers, who has given me wisdom and might, and has made known unto me now what we desired of thee. For thou hast now made known unto us the king's matter.
Go ahead.
Therefore Daniel went in unto Arioch, whom the king had ordained to destroy the wise men of Babylon. He went and said thus unto him, Destroy not the wise men of Babylon. Bring me in before the king, and I will show unto the king the interpretation.
Go ahead.
Then Arioch brought in Daniel before the king in haste, and said thus unto him, I have found a man of the captives of Judah, that will make known unto the king the interpretation.
Right, because Nebuchadnezzar wanted to kill all the wise men of Babylon, because nobody could make him understand the dream that he had, and he was nervous of that dream because he knew that dream meant something, but he didn't know what it meant. So he wanted them to break it down for him, but since they couldn't break it down for him, he wanted just to put him to death. Now let's jump down